Long ago, in a small Hmong village hidden in the mountains, people believed that sickness did not always come from the body. Sometimes it came from the soul. When a person's soul wandered too far, became frightened, or was taken by spirits, the body would grow weak, tired, and sick. One day, a young man named Neng fell ill for many days. He stayed in bed. No matter what his mom did, nothing made him better. She cooked his favorite foods and brought them to him, but he didn't want to eat. She sang him songs to cheer him up, but he just cried. She rubbed his back and forehead to soothe him, but he grew thinner and weaker each day. Finally, she said to her husband, "My son's body is here, but his soul is lost." His father sighed. What else could they do? They had already tried everything: medicines, herbs, and rest. None of it worked. Their son continued to fade away before their eyes. They prayed to their ancestors for help, but after many days, Neng grew so weak he could no longer speak. His parents sat beside his bed, holding his hands, tears falling onto his face. They were afraid their son would die. At that moment, Neng's older sister had an idea. "We need to call the shaman," she said. "Only he can find Neng's soul and bring it back home." Neng's parents agreed. Perhaps there was still hope. They called the most respected shaman from a nearby village. When he arrived, they told him about Neng and how he had been suffering. The shaman nodded, understanding. Sickness of the soul was common in their village. He promised to try to help and asked if he could see Neng. The shaman went to Neng's room, which had been turned into a kind of altar. Candles flickered, casting dancing shadows on the walls. Rice and other offerings were placed beside Neng's bed, and a rooster, its head covered with a red cloth, waited outside the door. The shaman took off his shoes and clothes and put on his shaman's clothes. These clothes were special. They had symbols and charms sewn onto them, meant to protect the shaman on his journey and give him strength. The shaman then put on his sacred bells. These bells were his most important tool. Each one had a different meaning, and when shaken together, they made sounds that could drive out evil spirits and call on the helping spirits. Everyone left the room so the shaman could prepare for his journey. He closed his eyes, lit incense, and began to chant. His voice rose and fell like a song carried by the wind as he chanted. His body began to shake. At first it was slow and slight, but then faster and more powerful. The room grew still and the air heavy with meaning. The family watched from the doorway, holding their breath, knowing that at this moment the shaman was traveling into the spirit world. He rode on the sound of his drum and the power of his words. The shaman had left the room and now traveled through the land of the spirits. He walked past rivers, mountains, and dark forests filled with wandering spirits. Some were friendly, others not so much. Some tried to block his path, but the shaman called on his helping spirits to protect him. He kept walking until he found Neng's soul. It was sitting near a large tree, looking lost and afraid. The branches of the tree were twisted and gnarled, and its leaves had long turned brown and fallen away. "This must be an evil spirit tree," thought the shaman. He knew that some trees were homes to dangerous spirits who liked to trick travelers. The shaman walked closer to the soul and spoke gently. "Are you Neng's soul? Your family misses you. Your body is waiting. Come home." The soul hesitated. It looked back at the dark tree behind it and then at the shaman. It wanted to go home, but it was scared. The shaman understood. "Don't worry," he said. "I will protect you." He reached out a hand, and the soul, feeling its fear drift away, placed its tiny hand into his. The shaman closed his eyes and began to walk back. The journey home was just as hard as the journey to Neng's soul. The shaman had to fight off more evil spirits, cross rushing rivers, and climb over tall mountains. Finally, he heard the sound of running water and knew he was near the village. With one last effort, he walked into Neng's room. As he had done before, he called Neng's name 3 times. Then, placing his hand over Neng's chest, he began to blow. His breath was warm and smelled like the flowers that grew near the river. The shaman poured all his strength into his breath. Suddenly, the candles flickered and the rooster outside the door let out a loud crow. The family watching outside the room gasped. They knew that the shaman was bringing Neng's soul back to his body. The shaman finished blowing and stepped back. Beside him, Neng's body twitched, his eyelids fluttered and then slowly opened. The family rushed forward, tears streaming down their faces. "Neng, you're awake," his mother cried. "Yes, Mama," Neng whispered. He was weak, but he was alive. He wanted to sit up, and his mother helped him. "Where is the shaman?" he asked. "He has gone now," his father said. "You are strong again. You are home." Neng looked around the room. The candles had burned out, leaving only melted wax on the altar. The shaman had left, but his work was done. The family spent the night talking, eating, and laughing. In the morning, Neng asked for more food. He ate and drank until he felt his strength returning. Later, when he was well enough, he asked his mother to tell the village. "Shaman, I want to learn from him." The mother smiled. "Of course," she said. "First, though, you must rest." In the days that followed, Neng got stronger and happier every day. He played with his friends and helped his father in the fields. One evening, when the family was gathered together, Neng said, "The shaman saved my life. I want to become a shaman so I can help others like he helped me." His parents nodded. They knew that becoming a shaman was a difficult path, but if that was what Neng wanted, they would support him. From that day on, Neng studied under the village shaman. He learned how to heal the sick, protect the village from evil spirits, and most importantly, to honor and respect all living things. Years passed and Neng became a great shaman himself. He helped many people, driving out evil spirits and bringing lost souls back to their bodies. But sometimes when the mountain was quiet and the wind was still, Neng would sit alone, remembering the day his soul had strayed too far and the shaman had come to rescue him. "The body cannot live without the soul," he would say to himself. "When the soul is healed, the body will follow." Neng never forgot the importance of taking care of both the body and the soul. And whenever he saw a lone figure walking along a path or heard the sound of a drum echoing in the mountains, he knew it might be another soul calling out for help. And just like the shaman had taught him, he would answer that call. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like it so you won't miss any new stories. Also check out our other videos that we think you might like.